You are live, ladies and gentlemen. Is anybody there? No, I know. I meant like I'm talking to myself here. Hi everybody. Oh, where's my purse? Oh my god. Okay, there you go. Now you know it's me. Ha! Do we have any people? Because on my screen there's no counter. Okay. No one was interested in doing the clock. Okay, hey. Hello, hello. Hi Christy, how are you doing? Hey everybody. That's 5. Okay. I am mixing glue. I'm mixing two-part epoxy while we get this party started. You are? Yeah. Okay. Hey, Tracy. Awesome. Happy Tuesday. Awesome. Okay, there you go. Okay. Good evening. Hi, everybody. So listen, I am just mixing some glue while we're waiting for some people to come on. I am using two-part epoxy. So, Debati, hi. Sunday, hey, good to see you. Betty, okay, we got a bunch of. Thank you for saying hi. I really appreciate that. I really enjoy when people say hi because I mean I end up doing a monologue here, but it's also just nice that people say hi. So I'm putting my glasses on. Okay, it's Taco Tuesday, Taco Talk with Ninja Steve. Here we go. Any first timers here? Let's see if anyone fesses up to that. So I have two-part epoxy that I just mixed down here. And hi, Laura. And I'm going to be using some lavender ice, very, very fine glitter because you can't really see that so much on the screen, but it has a little bit of purple. It's white, but it has that little purple kind of sheen to it, which is really, hey, Cheryl. And the reason I am using this is because I'm using this for the back painting of this little clock kit that we're putting together here. And yeah, say hi to everybody. Everybody, hi. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to add a little bit more just because I'm going to see if it will reflect, if the light will reflect when I mix this. So remember, when you're mixing glitter into glue, and I'm using two-part epoxy here, um, let me see. The paper, it doesn't help that the paper is purple. But there is a nice, hey Tracy, there is a nice little bit of a purpley, speckly thing. Remember, um, don't put in so much glitter that it changes the consistency of the glue. If it becomes like, like if you put sand and it gets really grouty and really rough, then that's not so great because then the surface area the stones will not be able to adhere easily to the surface area because there's so much glitter in there. So this is fine. So this is just like it's like very mushy. Put oatmeal through the blender. It's the blender. You got that? The blender, not the blender. The blender. So anyway, listen. Here is the little project that we're going to be working on. A little alarm clock, and I've already done a bunch of things to it. So first of all, this side is done. Yes, exactly. So, anyway, the kit is this is Blue Moon, and that's why I mixed the purple. Oh, we have a delayed action. There we go. The lavender ice in there because the Blue Moon has that bluey purpley kind of sparkle to it, and so I thought that would be really good because I'm gonna kind of work backwards here. I'm gonna pull the camera down so we get really up close and personal. Woo! Okay, that looks really awesome. Okay, first I want to tell you is that I back painted. How about if I put my glasses on so I can see? Yes, I back painted this side, and this side I did not paint. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but where even so, there is a white. I left a white ring around the whole thing because there's no back paint here and it's all white. This side is popping up a little bit more. This side is recessed a little bit. On here on the side, I did this would be premium grid. Y'all, yeah, the camera. All right. That's kind of weird. Hold on. I'm gonna make this. Y'all, hold on 1 second. There we go. So this is premium grid, and I used metallic blue in there, so that would take out. You can see the crystal shining, a little bit of purple in there, and there's a little blue in there. So I thought it was really kind of fun. I think this is really gorgeous, but I wanted to show you there were two options with this premium grid or cushion fill, as they also say. Okay, I was just looking at comments. So look, this there is 7 rows, and there was a nice border here, which kind of match this border, but it was a little bit wider. So I gave there's options, and this is what I want to tell you. You have lots of options if you were to get this kit, and that is this is with you could get up. These are SS20s, the large stones, and these are actually sixes that are in there. You could leave it like this, but I was like, well, let's just get. If I look at that way, the whole clock is covered, and those are with one more row of the blue, the metallic blue, and then I used with the blue moon, I used 8 to fill in that little thing. So this is one look, and there's a little edge or a barrier, and then I was like, well, let me see what it looks like. This is with the the premium grid all the way to the edges, and now on this side, I'm leaving this just the color of the clock, which is white, and there is already the two part where this is with the lavender ice in there, and then this is with back painting. So if you look at this, you can see the spaces with the white because you can see it. You can just see between the stones. Here with this, and I use paint, but you could just use a silver Sharpie, and it would be the exact same effect. But the silver Sharpie or silver paint um, makes for a nice backfill, and I see it just looks a little more richer. I find that with the back painting, it looks a little more richer, and this looks just a little more sloppy. Not necessarily sloppy, but this is so much better. What can I tell you? Can you see the difference? Anybody? Anybody? Can you see the difference? I'm only teasing. Yeah. So, um, yeah. You know what's interesting as I'm looking on the camera now? This has the back painting on it, and it all looks pretty even. And then I come to this part, and it looks like the crystals look like all wonky and look all really weird and everything. So that's the best secret of back painting. It covers up any little mistakes. I don't know if I made any mistake there, but anyway, this is 2-part epoxy, and the only reason I'm using that is because I wanted to use the glitter and as the back painting. And if I used white glue and it would have dried clear, uh, it's just I don't what's the word I'm looking for? It's not that it's messy. It's just that it just kind of is yucky because white glue looks white, and then you put the glitter in and you don't know how much glitter you're doing because you're waiting for it to sparkle, but you can't see the sparkle because the glue is still white. So it's let's just say this, it's problematic. How about that? I am going up to my line of stones, but not going on my line of stones. And you know something? It would have been really super smart of me if I took the stones over to this working table. So, Colette, it looks finished. I'm not sure. What's that? Oh, yes, exactly. When you back paint, yes, it does. I just think it looks, if you want to say it looks finished, I think it looks luxe. It looks nice. It looks pretty. Yes, please. All right. So I covered, aren't they right there in the corner? All right. Susie's assist. Oh, I just put my finger in glue. Don't do that, people. Put your finger in glue is, thank you so much. So again, I'm using Blue Moon from Kira Kira SS20s. And I don't have my, um, no. So listen, here's another thing. Thank you. Oh my God! Surgery. Exactly. Susie just ran in from her office to give me that's fantastic an alcohol wipe because I stuck my finger in glue. Thank you, Susie. Everybody applaud Susie. Woohoo! Okay, and I want to show this inspired. Susie had did this clock, and we were trying to find this shape, but we couldn't find it. But this is it's this is the clock itself is pink, and then these are transparent aurora light cyan on there. And I just think this is super fun. I mean, I think it's fun. It's a great little clock. So anyway, this is what we're working with. Is also, oh, and again I stick my fingers in the glue. Oh my God, what is the matter with me? Okay, now I will pay attention. I'm gonna put the clock over there. I'm going to dump out my stones. Okay, Sherry, when you when you ha when you have blank canvases, how do you which stuff? Oh, which okay, what do you decide to use? Good question. Um, and how am I going to answer that? So the thing is so look, on this little clock that I'm working on, you could use sprinkle without question. And um you could you yeah, all right. So now I know what I want to say. I am predominantly, you're going to get the kit and it's going to just have SS20s. So, with just having one size stone, you have to think what would be the best fill to work with that it would look great. And so, with just SS20s, it's going to be grid. So, straight line here. And I would hold okay, the tip of the katana, I would hold up to my eye to make sure the tops of the facets are all going in the same direction, and I would look the same way in that way. So if I was going to use sprinkle fill, I could use sprinkle fill on this, but then I would have to decide, okay, it's about a little less than 2 inch wide clock. So I don't know, maybe, I mean, I could use SS30s and maybe or maybe not. I would decide on the sizes, which means we usually use 3 sizes of crystals when we do a sprinkle, or some people call a scatter fill. Hey, Tandalea, how you doing? Welcome. We're working on this little clock that is going to be a kit. Um, and you could also do honeycomb. The thing is, you have to remember with honeycomb, and I know a lot of people like honeycomb. I think it's quite um, really nice to look at. The thing is, you have to remember is one side, the ends of your rows are they're going always going to be missing a stone. When I say missing a stone, is that if if you were okay, I need more glue there. There's not enough glue. I could just tell by when I put the stone down, there was no tact to it. So you asked to decide on fill. First of all, if you it depends on what kind of stones you're working with. Do you have a large variety of sizes. Are you just working with one size? I mean, this could be covered with SS3s. I mean, it'd be super incredibly tedious, and you'd probably want to pull your hair out at the end, but you could do that. Um, and then if you did that, then I would still recommend grid, because with honeycomb. Okay, this is an example. Honeycomb. Look, this is going to do honeycomb here, and then I'm going to move it. So you see, oh, I see. It just froze, right? Yeah. Tell them hold on. It's the camera. I don't know why. Yell back. Hold on. I'm going to make it crazy and look at. There we go. Sorry about that. It's the camera. I just realized. So as I said, this is grid. It's straight rows. And now I just did honeycomb. I'm going to add one more. And then I'm going to put in here. And so the thing is that there's going to be, actually, this doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Look at me talk myself into right out of what I wanted to say. There's going to, maybe it's on this end. Yeah, it's on this end. Here we go. So if I would do honeycomb here, there's going to be a stone missing. So you have to use imagination. I'm going to hold what? I'm going to hold the back of this. Pretend this is the edge of the piece I'm working on. Yeah? So you see there's an empty space right there, and an SS20 would not fit in there, so I would have to use an SS16. And so if I did honeycomb all the way down, there would be space, stone, space, stone, space, stone, space. So that means you would have to have fillers. So if you were doing a project and you only had one size stone, then unless it doesn't make you crazy that there's going to be all these empty spaces, then you would just use that you would leave those spaces, but those spaces would make me crazy right now. So I decided that we would do grid, and that's why I stepped it up to do premium, because I just thought it was kind of cool. Now, on the shape of this clock, there is not enough space to add another row. You see these little SS8s here? There's going to be this empty space here, which is fine. It's also, if I put these close together and they're all touching each other, there's still not space for another SS20 to go. So the thing is that because I want to just use this, I will just spread these out a teeny tiny bit and make it uniform as best I can, and make sure that I keep my vertical and then horizontal lines straight. Is that all making sense? Cheryl, you said, should you experiment? So are you, and if you're talking, are you still talking about fills? If you are, okay. Yes. So the thing is that you could do a dry fit, which means you could just put stones on this and decide how does that look. You could do grid, you could do honeycomb, you could do sprinkle, you could do premium grid, which is also called cushion, and that's really up to you. Just remember one thing. Often the cool thing with scatter fill is the fact that different size stones reflect the light differently, so it makes more sparkle. All right, so you want to make sure, I want to make sure that these lines are staying straight. and that I'm keeping an even border here. And it's okay that that you change the spacing. See, there's a little bit more spacing here, but starting on this side, it's going to continue all the way around. If and that's important. Remember, I probably say this every single live or every single anything. Be consistent with your spacing. Whatever it is, be consistent, because your eye doesn't notice if something is um, your eye does notice if something is not consistent. When it's consistent, it just sees a harmonious line that either circles or squares or whatever the heck it is. How are we doing on time? Okay, perfect. So I'm making sure that I'm watching my border here to make sure it's even. Now that we're in the section where it's back painted, it's going to optically look a little different. Just moving those over a little bit, making sure my lines are here. Now, obviously, I did this earlier today, so if my lines are a little bit off where the glue is dry, well, then they're going to be off or I've got to, because this is two-part epoxy, I've got to take a hammer and a screwdriver and scrape all the stones off. But if you were working this in real time from start to finish, then everything would be a little bit, you could move it a little bit, so you could always make sure that your lines are perfectly straight. So as you can see, what's fun about this project, I was telling Susie when I was doing this, I said, this is super cute. And I said, this would be really, Cheryl, you haven't done scatter or sprinkle fill? Well, girl, you need to go and do it, because I got to tell you, I know some people are afraid of it, but I tell you, I find it's the easiest, because all the other ones you have to make sure your lines are straight, because if your lines are not straight, it suddenly becomes a hot mess. And with sprinkle fill, although there's no lines, you have to just make sure your edges are perfectly um, even. And the thing is that an example, someone we had an event here on the weekend, and someone was talking about they love honeycomb. They love honeycomb. And I'm thinking, honeycomb is fantastic, and it's beautiful to look at. It's from nature. It's beautiful, this and that. But if your line is not straight when you start off, then it's going to be a hot mess as you. Okay, wait. Oh, well, thank you so much. I didn't know that these videos stay on Facebook. Well, I learned something new. Well, there you go. So, look at this last stone already. So, and it kind of, this is a little bit janky, but when you have it down flat, and if you, with your eyeball, if you look straight on it, it looks like a straight line. And that was the reason I did that. So I'm just going to go back and, something, I am going to add 2 more crystals. So I'm putting a teeny tiny bit of glue there. It's only because I'm a ridiculous perfectionist. And here's another example. This is on a slanted line, but when you're using all the same stones, like there should be a filler in there, and there could be a filler in there, and then this line, and this should be a smaller stone. That way, this line would be straight all the way across. But with one size stones, it's not possible, because it's just not possible. It has to do with um, science or math, in the sense, the circumference of an object. Now we're talking like Chinese to me, but I just know that it's like you can't fit a square peg in a round hole, because it just won't fit. So you can't make a straight diagonal. You can make a straight vertical line like this, but when you look at it, if you were to look at it, it doesn't, this is what I want to say. When this is on the table, let's see, this is the end. that looks like a straight line, right? You can see that because that's what you got. This is what you're going to see if you were looking at this, sitting on the table looking up at it. And you don't see this missing thing. It's so hard to explain on video because not explain, but it's like I can't really. Well, you know what? You're all going to go blind now, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to take this off. Woo! You see? I'm going to turn it around the other side. Looks like a straight line. I'll know that it is not a straight line. You can see the ends look a little weird and funky, but there you go. And and I don't want to stick my hand in the wet glue. So I just want to review. When you get the this little kit. Okay, Cheryl, what let me see. Cheryl, no, I'm afraid that was a good view. I can't even video actually. Cheryl, can you, because I'm looking at so Tandale, you think the scatter fill is like a puzzle and it takes forever? Maybe that's why I like it. Not that I like to do puzzles, but I always find when you get to the end of your project, it's like, what's going to fit in there? So I got paint on here and I'm going to scrape it off with my nail. So I did sand this project before I put the paint down. Or if you were going to use just a simple Sharpie, it's the exact same thing. I'm going to clean up that line because then it makes the line of the clock that much straighter. Okay, there's some glue on there. Is with the kit, you'll be getting the clock, you'll be getting the Blue Moon SS20s. If you want to do cushion or grid premium, then you would choose your own color. So I went with blue. If I went with some kind of purple, it would bring out more of the purple in the stones. But right now, I don't know if that's showing on the camera. But as I roll it, it's like clear here, and then as I do it, it's all purpley and blue. It's super pretty. Blue Moon is a really cool color, just for y'all to know. And remember, this is going to be cushion or grid premium. You can see what that looks like. How's that? That's good. Then this is still premium grid or cushion with fillers with smaller sizes so that it covers the whole entire surface. I knew I would never do this little bevel on the front of the clock because I think it's like when you circle something and it makes an accent or a picture frame. Okay, Susie's sending a whole bunch of information to y'all. That is awesome. And now this is just, I can see a stone is moved. And I'm spacing this out. Gravity is not necessarily your friend when you're working with two-part, just because depending on, if I put this up, the gravity would pull the stones and they would all move. So right now, this makes a continuous circle, concentric circle all the way around the clock. I start in the middle here and work down there. That way, if there's any fudging or things moving around, you will do it on the bottom where you wouldn't see. If I started here, just take my word. Start from the middle and work down. You got to decide if you want to back paint it, whether you're going to use actually a Sharpie, or if you want to use something sparkly or glittery, or if you measured this, you could always cut vinyl for that or whatever. That's what I say. I use blue on this. You could also go really super high contrast and use black, like jet, and that would be really cool. I decided to use, if you're just using what's in the kit and the SS20s, you could always do every other stone different. Like if you decided to get, these are 6s for the fill, for the cushion fill or the premium grade fill, and you could do every one. So there's a variety of choices. So as I've said in other lives or whatever, I'm here to kind of inspire you. It's also to, those cooking shows like go to the refrigerator and there's an apple and sardines and an onion, and please make a 3-course meal out of it. So my idea is this is a super fun, simple project. A nice little alarm clock for your kids, a gift. You're going to dinner, you need to bring something, the teacher, a friend, whatever. I mean, I would, if someone gave me one of these, I think it'd be hysterical, and it would be all of them. Hey, Jerry, it's okay. No worries, Jerry, except I'm 1 minute over, so I'm going to be ending here. But anyway, gravity is never your friend. And I agree. Cheryl, you were thinking what I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say that. So no. So in this one project, I did 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of effects. I won't say different. There's only 2 different fills. This is just straight grid. This is grid with the spaces filled in, and it's called cushion or premium grid for us. This is with no back paint, with some glitter. This is with back painting and glitter, and it might not read so clear on the camera, but in real life, you can see a distinct difference. As you can see with the back painting here, the silver goes all the way to the edge and it's clear. And then here, then you have a very distinct white border. So I'm sorry, don't remember who, hey, Jerry, thanks. The thing is that this is to inspire you. And someone was asking about what kind of fills you should use. There's no rule there. This is like your imagination and what you envision. So I think it's a white clock, and to make it the easiest for everyone is just to use a white or light stone on the white. That way you don't have to do any back painting. You can just use glue. In fact, on this side, I used Fusion Tack. And this side I used, because there's no glitter on this side. This is because with cushion or premium grade, there's so much, you cover so much of the surface space, you see it. Okay, Cheryl, hopefully we helped you out there a little bit. Take care. And so that's that. And yes, we do have a new mix. It is from Misfits. And if you hold on, should I run and get it, Susie? Should I run and get Misfits mix? Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh my God, it's Quasimodo walking. My leg fell asleep. Okay, I'm going to move that to the side. Y'all can see it. Move the crystals. And anyway, and this is Misfit Pink. And it's super fun. Anyway, that is also on the website. Jerry, you got it, the Samurai Kit? Yeah, exactly. Silicone Samurai Kit. So anyway, new mix, Misfit Pinks. And this is going to be maybe this week, the end of this week or the beginning of next week. This little kit, clock kit, will be on the thing. What's that? Oh, we back? No. Yes, there we are. Okay, hey everybody, sorry about that. So the kit will be on the website very soon. The new it's freezing up. The camera is freezing up. Oh my God, it's still frozen, right? I don't know. Okay, hey everybody, the camera keeps on freezing, so sorry about that. All right. As I said, the clock kit will go on the website very soon. The Misfit Pinks is already on the website, and there will be no Taco Tuesday next Tuesday. I am going to Sedona to pick up a car, so I'll see you in 2 Tuesdays. So thank you all for coming and see you real soon. All right. Bye.